going through your mind as you were running down the field on that?
I would say obviously it's a great feeling to be able to get your hands on the ball as a DB. You don't get too many opportunities, and honestly, just being able to make the most of those opportunities is something that we really been able to try to keep going on throughout the entire secondary and our defense.
How
So
do you know to turn? I guess that's my question. The way you
yes, sir.
played the ball, did the receiver tip it? Is it a field thing?
Yes, sir.
Because you look like you were the receiver about halfway down that route.
I would say it's more of a field thing. Just looking at the receiver and just seeing his demeanor, the way he's looking for the ball. When the ball goes up in the air, the receiver's eyes get a little bit more bigger, and you can try to see if they try to locate the ball or not.
Kelee, Mississippi State's a offense that likes to throw a lot. Just what's the mindset got to be for you guys in the secondary coming into a game where they may throw a whole lot?
We want to focus on Mississippi State more this week than honestly than we ever have. Just continue to just keep everything the same way that we have been attacking every other game. We know that they have really good threats outside and also a pretty good quarterback as well. So honestly, just try not to let anybody get behind us and just continue working together and just stick to the game plan as we have been in before.
I was going to ask you, obviously, this opponent this week's going to have the ball in the air a lot. How much of a confidence builder was what you guys were able to just do against Tennessee now going to Starkville?
So, it's a pretty good feeling, obviously, to be able to play good defense against any team, especially more top-ranked teams in the country. So just continuing to work on our little things, our little tendencies, sticking to the game plan, and I feel like the rest will take care of itself.
Yeah. What do you think has allowed you guys to be such a physically and mentally tough team? And was there maybe a time, when you were a young player coming in that you were like, I have to raise how tough I am if I'm going to make it here and make an impact at Georgia?
Yes, sir. One thing we pride ourselves on is definitely toughness. It's a huge part of our program, and it's a huge thing that Kirby continues to instill into us every single day. Honestly, looking around at your teammates, you got to know that you're able to rely on them, and just the way we practice every single day. We know that we put everybody through really hard times throughout the entire season and also in practice from training camp through the summer workouts and everything like that. So honestly, if you're on the field, we look at you as a starter, and we know that you're tough enough and you're capable to be able to do anything that we need us to be able to do. So it's a good feeling to know that you have teammates like that around you.
Kid, I know Coach tells you guys all the time that not to pay attention what people say about this team outside this building. But I got to ask you though, man. I mean, after that game Saturday, did you at all and your teammates, y'all got done, went back to y'all's apartments, whatnot, turn on the TV at all to see what people were saying? Did you look on your phone to click through all the tweets and stuff to see what people were saying about you guys after that victory?
Yes, sir. Understand. I definitely understand where you're coming from. It's definitely hard not to be able to do that. But of course, after just seeing it, it's a good feeling. But of course, you have to keep putting one foot in front of the other. Obviously, opinions change, rankings come and go, and obviously, it's always what happens next. So that's the type of mindset you need to have to be able to continue to be successful.
Yeah, Kelee, y'all talk so much about making practice harder than the games. I guess, one, how much harder was practice last week than what y'all actually saw on Saturday, and how much confidence does that give y'all just as a whole once y'all get to Saturday?
It's a pretty good comparison, honestly. A lot of the plays are really spit images of the things that we constantly go on throughout the entire week. So sometimes I'll line up and then a team does a certain motion or gets in a certain formation. I'm like, oh, this looks familiar. And then the play's over, and you're like, oh, I definitely seen that before. And then there comes opportunities where you think it's gonna happen, and then it doesn't, honestly. So just continue to play things honest. Obviously, it's a hint at exactly what they're gonna do, but I feel like we prepare so well that honestly, the games that the practices are much easier than the games. So it's definitely a pretty good feeling and a great confidence booster because you know the type of looks that you're gonna be able to see and things that they're gonna try to do to attack you guys. So.
Keely, I want to ask you about the environment in Starkville. I'm guessing you've probably never just passed through there on the way to somewhere, but is it two things? Is it different playing the ball under the lights for a DB, and I don't know how much you guys have practiced that, and two, have you ever played in any environment with cowbells? Was there any high school team anywhere that did that, or is that something that's going to seem kind of odd to you?
We looking for the ball. Honestly, not paying attention to the lights or the sun. I wouldn't say it's the easiest thing to do, but I don't see too much of a difference when I'm looking up for the ball. honestly, my lives are locked on the ball more than anything else. But cowbells, yes. In high school, actually, a lot of people did use cowbells and stuff like that. I wouldn't say it was too much of a difference in the game, but like, yeah, that was it. Thank you.
Kelee, what did you make of Javon? I'm over here.
Excuse me. Oh,
Hey.
sorry.
What did you make of Javon Bullard getting to the quarterback like you did the last game? And do you wish they dial up a blitz for you like that?
He's a great player, man. High motor player. Always is out to just to continue to do his job and just find a way to help a team. And guys like that, man, it's a great feeling just to know that you have guys out there on the secondary with you that are confident in their play, study the game just like how you do, and just continue constantly getting reps at doing the right thing every single day. So when you have guys like that around you, like they're destined to make plays like that. So it was a really great feeling for him to be able to showcase his skill and just do those things out there.
Obviously, it was a really big day Saturday, and you guys had a lot of big-time recruits on campus also watching the game, being in that environment and stuff. Post-game, when you spoke to those recruits, what were some of the things that you told them that they would get by coming to University of Georgia?
I would say, man, just as hard as it is to get here, man, you got to work much harder to be able to stay consistent throughout the program and also in college football in general. So honestly, man, just never be too high, never too low in any type of situation you're gonna walk into. I feel like every situation that somebody attacks, there's somebody that's been in your exact situation, whether you think it's too much for you or you think that you're not going to be able to get through it. There's been other people that have figured out a way. So, honestly, I just try to find success in any situation I can get into because I feel like other people have as well.
Kelee, Malaki wound up leading the team in tackles on Saturday. Just how important is the role he's been playing back there at safety?
It's a huge role. Malachi's a young, fresh guy. He's in the playbook, staying with us after practice. Great in meetings. He's a sponge in meetings, always asking questions, just trying to figure out one little thing that he can have and grasp throughout the games, and also right before the play snaps. So honestly, just being able to look back and just know you have a confident young player back there with you, I would say it's definitely soothing, just knowing that that he's gonna be able to do his job at the right time, you know, and he definitely knows what he's doing in all aspects, and no matter what they throw at him. So it's a great feeling.
Was there a point in the off season or early this season where you realized that there wouldn't be that much of a drop off for this year's defense, despite all the talent that went to the NFL?
I would say I wouldn't say I was looking at much where the drop-off would be. I was honestly looking at all the players that didn't get as much opportunities as they had last year and what they're going to be able to bring to the team and what they're going to showcase. Obviously, I go through practice, and everybody gets reps at every single level from every single string that everybody's at. So, honestly, from what a lot of people weren't able to see, I was really happy for them being able to get the opportunity to be able to show you guys that and what they're capable of. And I'm really satisfied with the things that they have been able to do and the things that they're going to continue to be able to do.
Yeah, everyone talks so much about Javon Bullard's toughness. How do y'all see that from him, I guess, just throughout the week in practice and in the meeting rooms? And what's it like seeing him come flying off the edge and, you know, hitting Hendon Hooker over and over again?
Yes, sir. Javon Bullard, he's a tough guy. Walks around with that demeanor, that type of swagger that you got to have to be a covering DB and also come around and rushing around tackles off the edge, hitting tight ends and stuff like that, and guarding tight ends as well. Honestly, you couldn't look for anything better. I feel like just the way he carries himself, really confident guy, the leader type of guy. So just knowing that a guy like that is right beside you, it makes you feel good. Just knowing that he's gonna be able to take care of business when his name is called.
Kelee, Kirby told us after the game that you reached out to him a few days before that saying you wanted to guard number 11, but that wasn't the game plan. I just kind of wanted to get your perspective on that, what was going through your mind, and where your confidence is right now in your play.
Yes, sir. As you guys all know, and all the rest of the SEC knows, Jalen Hyatt, he's a really good player, really explosive player. Me, myself, I'm a competitor, so I want to be able to see the best in every single opportunity that I get. Of course, Coach Smart saying that wasn't the plan. I mean, like every other situation that we've been put in, that Coach Smart drives up for us and gives us a plan. If we stick to it, I feel like we definitely have a chance to be successful. So I bought that, and I feel like it turned out right for us.
We got time for 2 more questions.
Kelee, you were talking a minute ago about letting the recruits know that as hard as it is to get here, it's hard to stay with it. And obviously there was some audio leaked last week of Kirby at practice, and I think your name was in the middle of it. Is that just another day at the office? And how long did it take you to really embrace how vocal Kirby is? And it seems like he goes after, when I say goes after, but talks to some of the biggest names. He used to be on Richard LeCount daily, and it was like one of his favorite players. How did you adjust to microphone Kirby, as some of the guys call him?
He's a great coach. Only thing the main thing you got to focus on is listen to the message and mainly not the tone. Obviously, a coach like that has a lot of emotion throughout the game, so he wants success so much. And like if you kind of pay attention to the tone a little bit more, then it can mess with you a little bit. But just trying to stay focused on the things he's trying to teach you and how it can set you up for success the very next play is the main thing we try to focus on. I wouldn't say it bothers me too much, but I felt like after my freshman year, I didn't play the entire season, so I seen a lot of it just being on the sideline throughout practices and stuff like that, and just learning how to react from it. I definitely asked a lot of different players how they reacted from it, because obviously when you're really fatigued on the field, you just messed up a few plays or you give up a few balls and then Coach Smart's on you about a certain thing that you didn't do right. It definitely can mess with your mental. So just trying to stay strong mentally and just realizing that he's only trying to help you with the message that he's giving you.
Makes you mentally tough. You think that's part of building the mental toughness?
100%. I mean, like, if you can go through those type of things with of course, the fatigue. I mean, like, it's 90 degrees with like 90% humidity out there. I mean, like, just being able to adjust in those situations. I feel like it's a lot easier to work when you got 90,000 screaming at you on the field on Saturdays.
Kelee, what was Kirby like in the locker room after the win Saturday?
He was really happy, honestly. Just confident guy who believes in us, and that's all I ask from him is just believing in us, putting us out there in great situations, and we believe that he's gonna be able to do that every single week. That's why he's a great coach. Just being able to help us understand that we're able to believe ourselves, and him knowing that him putting us out there in those certain situations, he knows that he believes in us as well. So it's a great feeling just knowing, having a coach like that, having such confidence in his kids, and knowing that they're able to be capable to do things on Saturdays.
Thank you, Keely.
Thank you.